Rahim. I am Dr. Saeed Raza Mohyuddin, member of the visiting faculty, Time Institute, Multan, for NPH classes. So this is our third lecture for health promotion and health education. And today we will discuss the different theories and models applied in the health promotion. So health promotion, I already told you different definitions of health promotion, and it can be regarded as a combination of educational, organizational, economic and political actions designed with consumer participation to enable individuals, groups and whole communities to increase control over and to improve their health through attitudinal, behavior, social and environmental changes. So it is another very comprehensive and detailed definition of health promotion. Now, the concern is for the well-being and health, and it is possibly the strengthening factors of to promote health or any public health problem. Then, what is a theory? A theory is a set of interrelated concepts, definitions, and proportions that present a systematic view of events or situations by specifying relations among variables in order to explain and predict the events or situations. So sometimes the theory and model, they are used, with the same meanings, but the theory is something, it is theoretical, whereas model is the application of this theory for intervention or work. So there are different models used in health promotion, and if the theories which explain health behavior and health behavior change by focusing on the individuals. So you can focus the individual, you can focus the community, and you can focus the organization, or you can focus on policy. So if the area of change is the change of behavior by focusing on the individual, so the theories or models are health belief model, theory of reasoned action, trans-theoretical are the stages of change model, and the social learning theory. And if the theories that explain change in communities and community action for health, so that they are different, the theories are community mobilization, social planning, social action, community development, diffusion of innovation. Then if the theories that guide the use of communication strategies for change to promote health, then there is a communication and behavior change or social marketing. So social marketing is a theory or model for health communication strategy. Then the models that explain change in organizations and the creation of health supportive organization practices, that this theory, this model acts on at the organizational level, and these are theories of organizational change and models of intersectoral action. Then there are certain models that explain the development and implementation of healthy public policy, and these are ecological framework for policy development, determinants of policy making, and indicators of health promotion policy. Now, in health promotion planning and evaluation cycle, there are theories that helps identify what are targets for interventions. And in the second step, all these steps are, like they work like a circle. Then in the second step, the theory helps to clarify how and when change can be achieved in targets for intervention. And The third one, the theory indicators indicators how to achieve organizational change and raise community awareness. And the fourth one is this theory provides a benchmark against which actual can be compared with ideal program. And these five, six, or seven, you know, the points are the levels in the cycle. The stage 5, 6, and 7. This theory defines outcomes and measurement for use in explanation. Now, the 1 to 4th stage is the action stage, and the 5, 6, and 7 is the outcome stage and evaluation stage. Then the use of theory in program planning and evaluation. This, you know, planning phases in in the problem identification and prioritization. This clarifies major health issues in planning solution. This develop a program in mobilizing resources for implementation. This is to generate public and political support, and in implementation this is the execution of program as planned, and in evaluation you assess the impact and outcome of the program. So all these steps, the influence of political sector, economic sector, health sector, education sector, religious sector, communication sector, recreational sector, social welfare, voluntary and other community groups, all these act in the individuals in the community. So there are certain interpersonal, personal and points in the organizational development, and then we will see the theories and models frequently used in health promotion. Now, again, I told you that this is on some individual level, the community level and policy level, organization level and policy level. So on the individual level, I was telling you, it is the first is the health belief model. In health belief model, it is for the people to adopt recommended physical activity behaviors, their perceived threats of disease and its severity and benefits of action must outweigh their perceived barriers to action. And the key concepts in health belief model is perceived susceptibility, perceived severity, perceived benefits of action, perceived barriers to action, and cues to action self-efficiency. On a personal level, you adopt certain habits or behaviors, and then you stop the threat of the disease, and then you also, cover the different the myths and whatever you call barriers to the action, whatever they are, the barriers are real, or there are sometimes these barriers are just religious. You can say in certain communities there are religious barriers, there are sectoral barriers, and all that are social barriers. So you have to all to overcome that. Like in population planning, the people say it is against, some religion says it is against us. Then for the use of condom, someone also take the social and religious or personal barriers. But for the safety, one has to, in health belief model, one has to very clear about that health belief. Then there are stages of change, transactional model. In this model, in adopting healthy behaviors, for example, regular physical activity, or eliminated unhealthy ones, for example, watching televisions, people progress through 5 levels related to their readiness of change. That is pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. At each stage, these are all the 5 levels. You just think of a change, you do it, you prepare for it, then you act, and then you maintain. So at each stage, different intervention strategies will help people progress to the next stage. So the key concepts in this model is pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. Then is the relapse prevention. Persons who are beginning regular physical activity program might be aided by interventions that help them anticipate barriers or factors that can contribute to relapse. Someone is, a victim of substance intake. Now he is, getting the, anti therapy for that to quit this substance abuse. Now there are certain barriers and factors which can contribute to relapse. Why people start that evil again? Because there are certain social, personal, interpersonal barriers to that. So in this relapse prevention theory, one has to see those factors which are responsible for relapse. And then this, how you can get it, skills training, cognitive reframing, lifestyle rebalancing. Then are the information processing paradigm. This theory or model is, this is impact of persuasive communication which can be part of the social marketing campaign to increase physical activity, is mediated by 3 phases of message processing: attention to the message, comprehension of the content, and acceptance of the content. So this is done through exposure, attention, linking interest, comprehension, skill acquisition, yielding memory storage, information search and retrieval, and reinforcement post behavior consolidation. Then there are the certain theory models at interpersonal level. So the first is social learning or social cognitive theory. This health behavioral change is the result of reciprocal relationships among the environment, personal factors and attributes to the behavior itself. Self-efficacy is one of the most important characteristics that determine behavioral change. So in the key concepts are self-efficacy, reciprocal determinism, behavioral capability, outcome expectations, and observational learning. Then is the theory of reasoned action. This theory is for behaviors that are within a person's control. Behavioral intentions predict actual behavior. Your intention is, it is the prerequisite to your behavior. So intentions are determined by 2 factors: attitude toward the behavior and beliefs regarding other people's support to the behavior. Then the key concept in this theory is attitude toward the behavior, outcome expectations, value of outcomes, outcome expectations, subjective norms, beliefs of others, desire to comply with others. Then is the theory of planned behavior. In this theory, the people's perceived control over the opportunities, resources, and skills need to perform a behavior effect, behavior intentions as to do the 2 factors in the theory of reasoned action. So its key concept is attitude toward behavior, outcome expectations, value of outcome expectations, subjective norms, belief of others, desire to comply with others, and perceived behavior control. Then is the social sport. This theory is often incorporated into health promotion intervention. Social sport can be instrumental, informational, emotional, or uprising, providing feedback and reinforcement new behavior. And its key concepts are instrumental sport, information sport, emotional sport, and appraisal sport. Then there are theory models at community level. So community organizational model hai, this consists of public health workers, help communities, then is identify health and social problems and they plan and implement strategies to address these problems. Active community participation is essential. In social planning, the key concept is social planning, locality development, and social action. There is the ecological approaches. These are the effective interventions. They must influence multiple levels because health is shaped by many environmental subsystems, including family, community, workplace, beliefs and traditions, economics, and the physical and social environment. So this all covers right from the individual person to the family, community, workplace, beliefs, and to the social environment. And these are multiple levels of influence, that is interpersonal and intrapersonal, institutional, community, and public at the policy level as well. Then is the organizational change theory. These certain processes and strategies might increase the chances that healthy policies and programs will be adopted and maintained in formal organizations. This is the key concept is definition of a problem, that is the awareness stage, then is the initiation of action, that is the adaptation stage, and implementation of change, institutionalizing of the change. Then there is diffusion of innovations theory. People, organizations, or societies, they adopt new ideas, products, or behaviors at different rates, and the rate of adaptation is affected by some predictable factors. And this is the relative advantage key concept. Then is compatibility, complexity, and triability. So these were, just a brief outline and summary and key concepts of the different theories and models. And if you just, for example, we see one or two models is health belief model. There is perceived susceptibility, that, and then is the perceived severity. So if perceived susceptibility is I am safe, you think you have got good hygiene, and a perceived severity is you have a doubt that you might catch some disease. And examples you will see in the pictures or given to you through this presentation. Then in the health belief models, the cost, long wait, breaking up, embarrassment on one side. The other side, there is in the safety side, there is benefit. Then you have to adopt accordingly. And the theory of reasoned action is that the beliefs about behavior is normative beliefs about behavior, and attitude towards intention is subjective norm. And the normative pressure is you must know what should be done. And then on the other sides, there are certain barriers or misbeliefs. Then in the social cognitive theory, the person knows that what he can do, that he can do it. And then is the consensus model. The key ingredient of behavior change is intention, absence of environmental constraints, necessary skills, benefits outweigh costs, social support, self-efficacy, consistent with self-standards, and positive effects. Then if you see the intention, then the intention is that one should do whatever is a safety point. And they have the intention to do it. You are the active in intention. And then when there is environmental constraints, you should know how to tackle that. And of course, you must have a skill for all that. You must know how to wash your hands, how to wear, glove, or whatsoever it is, the different you know, the points, different promotions have got the different skills. So about the positive attitudes, the benefits outweigh costs. If this, you have to pay for something, but in return you get more benefits, so one should adopt the benefits. Then there are the perceived norms. You have to, if you are making yourself safe, you must save the other as well. And then is the confidence. You must have the confidence that by doing this promotive action, you are promoting health. And your self standards, if you go out, you wearing a mask, wearing gloves, and while in you are avoiding, the social gatherings, you are keeping the social distance. These are all the self standards, and then of course for the other things. And you must have the emotional reactions. By all doing so, you must be, very anxious for the benefits, and then of course the fear of ill health. Then in the stage of change model, I already told you it is a pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action and maintenance. And this is all about theories and models, and we will also discuss the other models as well. Okay, goodbye, Khuda Hafiz.